The Earth, once a bustling blue gem, was now silent and still. Many years, perhaps thousands, had passed since humans roamed its surface. The Great Migration had been a necessity. The sun, aging and expanding, had made the Earth too harsh for survival. Earthlings, ever resourceful, had found a new home in the galaxy, a lush, verdant planet named Elysium. But not all had left. A few, those who loved Earth too dearly, chose to stay. They lived in hiding, adapting to the changing climate, their numbers dwindling over the centuries. They were the guardians of Earth's legacy, protecting its secrets and treasures. One such treasure lay deep beneath the oceans, the ancient submarines. These were no ordinary vessels. They were marvels of old-world engineering, built to last and to protect. Silent and unseen, they patrolled the depths, safeguarding the remnants of human civilization. As Earth lay dormant, it became a target for opportunistic alien races. The Grax, a warlike species with an insatiable hunger for resources, set their sights on Earth. They saw it as a planet ripe for looting, a place to conquer and strip of its remaining wealth. On a fateful day, their massive fleet entered Earth's atmosphere, casting dark shadows over the abandoned cities and wild landscapes. The Grax, with their advanced technology, scanned the planet, seeking out valuable artifacts and hidden treasures. They found something intriguing in the depths of the Pacific Ocean, a massive ancient structure. Commander Vrak, the leader of the Grax expedition, eyed the readings with greed. "Prepare the dive units," he ordered. "We will claim whatever lies beneath the waves." As the alien submersibles descended into the cold, dark waters, they had no idea what awaited them. The ancient submarine, a behemoth of steel and might, lay in wait, its systems still active, its mission unchanged: protect Earth at all costs. Deep within the submarine, lights flickered to life. A low hum resonated through the hull as ancient engines stirred, waking from a long slumber. The submarine's AI, a relic of human ingenuity, detected the intruders. It assessed the threat and initiated defensive protocols. The Grax submersibles approached cautiously, their lights cutting through the inky darkness. They marveled at the size of the ancient vessel, its surface encrusted with the passage of time. They believed it to be an easy target, a relic of a forgotten age. But as they closed in, the submarine's torpedo tubes opened silently. Without warning, a volley of torpedoes shot out, streaking through the water with deadly precision. The Grax were caught off guard, their submersibles exploding in fiery bursts of light and debris. Commander Vrak watched in horror as his advance units were decimated. "What is this?" he roared. "How can an ancient machine still be functional?" Panic spread through the Grax ranks as more torpedoes launched, each one finding its mark. The submarine moved with surprising agility for its size, its ancient systems operating flawlessly. It was as if the submarine itself had become a guardian spirit, defending its territory with relentless fury. Vrak realized too late that they had underestimated the humans. Even in their absence, Earth was not defenseless. The submarine, a testament to human ingenuity and resilience, was more than a match for the Grax invaders. As the battle raged beneath the waves, the few remaining Earthlings watched from their hidden enclaves. They had prepared for this moment, knowing that one day someone would come to challenge their home. They took solace in the sight of the ancient submarine, a symbol of their enduring legacy, rising to defend their world once more. The stage was set for an epic confrontation, one that would determine the fate of Earth and its hidden guardians. The Grax, driven by greed and arrogance, had awakened a sleeping giant. And the ancient submarine, with its human spirit, was ready to show them the true meaning of power and resilience. The deep blue waters of the Pacific held their secrets well, but the battle was just beginning. As the ancient submarine continued its onslaught, the Grax fleet above the surface scrambled to respond. Alarms blared throughout their flagship, a massive dreadnought hovering ominously over the ocean. Commander Vrak, his face contorted in anger, barked orders to his crew. "Deploy reinforcements. We cannot let an ancient relic defeat us." The Grax sent wave after wave of submersibles, each more advanced than the last. But the submarine, guided by its sophisticated AI and centuries of human ingenuity, danced through the depths with lethal grace. Torpedoes, depth charges, and sonar pulses flew through the water, creating a chaotic underwater battlefield. Meanwhile, on the surface, the few remaining Earthlings watched the alien invasion with a mix of fear and hope. Hidden in their fortified enclaves, they monitored the battle through ancient, but still functioning surveillance equipment. They knew the submarine was their first line of defense, but they also knew it couldn't hold off the entire Grax fleet alone. In one such enclave, deep within the Rocky Mountains, a small group of survivors huddled around a flickering screen. Among them was Dr. Elena Reyes, a brilliant scientist and one of the leaders of the hidden Earthling community. "We need to activate the other defenses," Elena said, her voice steady despite the tension. "The submarine can't hold them off forever." Her partner, Captain James Harlow, a former naval officer, nodded in agreement. "I'll coordinate with the other enclaves." "We have to bring the old systems online." As they worked, an urgent message crackled through the radio. "This is Enclave Omega. We've detected multiple Grax landing parties heading for the coastline. They're searching for something. We believe they're looking for our hidden bases." Elena's eyes narrowed. "They must not find us. Activate the automated defenses. Use the old war machines if necessary." Back in the depths of the Pacific, the submarine's AI continued to outmaneuver the Grax. But the relentless waves of attackers were taking their toll. The submarine's hull, though formidable, began to show signs of wear. The AI calculated the odds and made a critical decision. It needed reinforcements. From its hidden database, the AI sent a signal to the network of ancient Earth defenses. Across the globe, dormant war machines, submarines, tanks, drones, and more began to stir. In long-forgotten bunkers and hidden bases, the guardians of Earth were waking up. Commander Vrak, now growing desperate, decided to take drastic measures. "Prepare the orbital bombardment," he ordered. "We'll destroy this relic from above." As the Grax flagship moved into position, its massive cannons aimed at the ocean below, a new threat emerged. Rising from the depths, several more ancient submarines appeared, their sleek forms cutting through the water with precision. They joined the battle, their combined firepower overwhelming the Grax submersibles. On the coastline, the Grax landing parties found themselves facing unexpected resistance. Automated turrets, hidden mines, and ancient war machines activated, creating a deadly gauntlet. The Earthlings, using their intimate knowledge of the terrain, launched guerrilla attacks, striking from the shadows and retreat. Elena and James coordinated the defense, their actions guided by the legacy of human ingenuity and resilience. "We will not let them take our home," Elena declared, her determination mirrored by the others. As the battle raged on land and sea, the Grax found themselves pushed to the brink. The ancient Earth defenses, long dormant, were proving to be a formidable opponent. The humans, though few in number, fought with a fierce determination born of love for their home. The stage was set for a climactic showdown. The Grax, driven by greed and desperation, were about to face the full might of Earth's forgotten guardians. And the ancient submarine, leading the charge, was ready to show them that the spirit of humanity could never be extinguished. The clash between the ancient defenders of Earth and the Grax invaders intensified. On the surface, Grax warships began to bombard the ocean, sending shockwaves through the water. Deep beneath, the submarines evaded with skill, their torpedoes returning fire with unerring accuracy. Commander Vrak watched the chaos from the bridge of his flagship, frustration boiling over. "How are these relics so powerful?" he snarled. "We need to overwhelm them with sheer numbers. Deploy every available unit." The Grax fleet unleashed a massive wave of reinforcements. Submersibles, aquatic drones, and heavily armored landing crafts surged towards Earth, yet the ancient war machines, long dormant, responded with a coordinated precision that belied their age. In the depths of the Pacific, the leading submarine, the Sentinel, coordinated the efforts of its companions. Its AI, designed to adapt and learn, quickly identified the weaknesses in the Grax tactics. The submarines moved in perfect synchrony, a deadly ballet of steel and power. As the Grax poured more units into the battle, the Earthlings fought fiercely on land. Automated defenses sprang to life, raining destruction upon the alien invaders. In hidden bunkers and fortified positions, small groups of humans launched hit-and-run attacks, exploiting their intimate knowledge of the terrain. In the Rocky Mountains enclave, Dr. Elena Reyes and Captain James Harlow monitored the situation closely. Elena's fingers flew over the control panel, directing drones and war machines with calculated precision. "James, we need to activate the Sentinels," Elena said, her voice tense. "The Grax are massing for a major assault. If they break through our defenses, it's over." James nodded, his expression grim. "Understood. I'll relay the command. The Sentinels, a series of colossal war machines, had been humanity's last line of defense. Buried deep within the Earth, these titans were designed to repel any invader. As the activation codes were sent, the ground trembled, and the Sentinels began to rise. From hidden caverns, the Sentinels emerged, towering over the landscape. Their massive forms, bristling with weaponry, were a sight to behold. The Grax forces, previously confident in their superiority, hesitated at the sight of these ancient behemoths. Commander Vrax's eyes widened in disbelief. What are those things? The Sentinels advanced with relentless precision, their cannons blazing. Alien landing parties were torn apart by the sheer firepower. The Grax, unprepared for such resistance, found their numbers dwindling rapidly. Beneath the ocean, the Sentinel submarine detected the activation of the surface Sentinels. It transmitted a coded signal, coordinating the attack. The submarines increased their ferocity, striking with renewed vigor. In the midst of the chaos, a small Grax landing party managed to penetrate deep into the heart of an ancient human city, long abandoned and overgrown. They searched for valuable artifacts, driven by greed and desperation. But they were not alone. Hidden among the ruins, a group of Earthlings watched the invaders. Led by a seasoned survivor named Marcus, they prepared to strike. Marcus, a former Special Forces operative, signaled to his team, "Wait for my mark." We hit them hard and fast. As the Grax soldiers rummaged through the debris, Marcus and his team moved silently into position. With a sharp hand signal, Marcus initiated the attack. The Earthlings struck with deadly efficiency, using a combination of old-world weapons and makeshift explosives. The Grax, caught off guard, fell quickly to the ambush. Marcus and his team left no survivors, ensuring the safety of their hidden enclave. As the last alien fell, Marcus looked up at the sky, where the distant sounds of battle echoed. "We will not be conquered," he muttered. The battle raged on, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. The Earth, though abandoned by most, was defended with fierce determination by those who remained. The ancient war machines, guardians of a forgotten age, stood as symbols of human resilience. As the tides of war ebbed and flowed, one thing became clear: the Grax had underestimated the strength and resolve of Earth's defenders. And the ancient submarine, the Sentinel, continued to lead the charge, a silent guardian of humanity's legacy. The battle over Earth raged on, each passing moment more intense than the last. The Grax forces, though formidable, found themselves increasingly challenged by the ancient defenses they had dismissed as relics. Deep within the Pacific, the Sentinel submarine continued its relentless assault. The Grax, attempting to adapt, deployed more sophisticated submersibles, equipped with advanced shielding and weaponry. But the Sentinel, driven by its AI and the spirits of its creators, anticipated their every move. In the control room of the Sentinel, lights blinked and monitors displayed streams of data. The AI processed information with lightning speed, predicting Grax maneuvers and responding with deadly accuracy. Torpedoes launched with precision, weaving through the water to strike their targets with devastating force. Above the surface, the battle had taken a dramatic turn. The Sentinels, massive war machines from a bygone era, dominated the battlefield. Their heavy cannons fired in unison, sending shockwaves through the ground and tearing apart Grax landing crafts. Commander Vrak, desperate to turn the tide, ordered an all-out assault. Concentrate all firepower on the Sentinels. We must break through their defenses. The Grax dreadnoughts and fighters unleashed a torrent of energy blasts and missiles, focusing their attacks on the towering Sentinels. Explosions rocked the landscape, but the Sentinels stood firm, their ancient armor withstanding the barrage. In the Rocky Mountains enclave, Dr. Eleanor Reyes and Captain James Harlow continued to coordinate the defense. Elena's eyes flicked across multiple screens, analyzing the battle in real time. We need to give the Sentinels more support. Activate the auxiliary defense systems, James relayed the command, and across the battlefield, hidden turrets and automated artillery sprang to life. These additional defenses provided crucial support, targeting Grax units and disrupting their formations. In the abandoned city where Marcus and his team had ambushed the Grax, the Earthlings prepared for another wave of invaders. They fortified their positions, using the ruins to their advantage. Marcus, ever vigilant, scanned the horizon. They'll be back. We need to be ready. As the sun set, casting a red hue over the battlefield, the Grax launched a renewed assault. Their warships descended from orbit, disgorging troops and vehicles. The Earthlings, though outnumbered, fought with unmatched ferocity, their knowledge of the terrain and their improvised weaponry turning the tide in their favor. Underwater, the Sentinel submarine detected a change in the Grax tactics. They were attempting to surround it, to pin it down and overwhelm it with sheer numbers. The AI calculated the risks and adjusted its strategy. The submarine dove deeper, using the ocean's natural features to its advantage. It navigated through underwater canyons and volcanic vents, evading the Grax submersibles and launching counterattacks from unexpected angles. The ocean itself seemed to come alive, aiding the Sentinel in its mission. On the surface, the Sentinels advanced, their massive forms casting long shadows over the battlefield. They moved with a purpose, pushing back the Grax forces and protecting the hidden enclaves. Each step they took was a testament to human engineering and the indomitable spirit of their creators. Commander Vrak watched in frustration as his forces were systematically dismantled. This is impossible. How can they be so strong? His desperation grew as he realized the full extent of humanity's defenses. In a final desperate bid, Vrak ordered his flagship to target the largest Sentinel with its most powerful weapon, a particle cannon capable of devastating entire. The cannon charged, its energy building to a blinding crescendo. As the particle cannon fired, a beam of pure energy shot towards the Sentinel. The earth shook, and the sky lit up with a brilliant flash. But when the light faded, the Sentinel stood unharmed, its shields absorbing the impact. The AI of the Sentinel submarine detected the energy spike and sent a priority signal to the surface. The Sentinels responded in unison, their weapons focusing on Vrak's flagship. In a coordinated strike, they unleashed their full firepower, beams of energy and missiles converging on the Grax dreadnought. Commander Vrak's face turned pale as the realization hit him. Retreat. All units retreat. But it was too late. The combined might of the Sentinels and the Sentinel submarine proved too much. The flagship exploded in a fiery blaze, pieces of it raining down into the ocean. As the dust settled and the waters calmed, a sense of victory washed over the remaining Earthlings. They had defended their home with everything they had, and it had been enough. In the depths of the ocean, the Sentinel submarine resumed its silent patrol, ever vigilant. On the surface, the Sentinels stood as guardians, watching over the planet they had sworn to protect. The battle was far from over, but for now, Earth had triumphed. The ancient defenses, powered by human ingenuity and determination, had proven their worth. And as long as they stood, Earth would remain unconquered. The night sky over Earth was filled with the smoldering remains of Grax warships. The fierce battle had taken its toll on both sides, but the Earthlings' ancient defenses had held strong. The Sentinels, towering and resolute, stood guard over the scarred landscape, while deep below, the Sentinel submarine continued its vigilant patrol. Despite their losses, the Grax were far from defeated. Commander Vrak, though shaken by the destruction of his flagship, was determined to conquer Earth. He retreated to a secondary command ship, rallying his remaining forces for a renewed assault. "We've underestimated these humans and their relics," Vrak growled to his officers. "But they cannot withstand our full might. Prepare the quantum disruptor. We will tear through their defenses and claim this planet once and for all." The quantum disruptor was a weapon of last resort, capable of distorting reality itself. Vrak knew the risks, but desperation drove him. As the Grax fleet regrouped, the disruptor was readied, its energy building to a dangerous peak. In the Rocky Mountains enclave, Dr. Eleanor Reyes and Captain James Harlow were monitoring the Grax movements closely. The activity on their screens indicated something significant was happening. "Elena, look at this energy reading," James said, pointing to the spike in power levels emanating from the Grax command ship. "They're planning something big." Elena's eyes widened as she analyzed the data. "That's the signature of a quantum disruptor. If they use it, they could break through our defenses and cause catastrophic damage. We need to warn the other enclaves and prepare our countermeasures," James replied. "We can't let them get away with this." The Earthlings worked tirelessly, sending encrypted messages to their hidden allies and coordinating a unified response. They activated additional defense grids and readied the remaining war machines for the impending assault. Marcus and his team, now reinforced with supplies and additional fighters, fortified their positions in the abandoned city. They rigged traps and set up ambush points, preparing for another wave of Grax invaders. The Earthlings, though small in number, were determined to protect their home. As dawn broke, the Grax fleet launched their attack. The skies darkened with their ships, and the ground trembled with the approach of their landing parties. The quantum disruptor, a menacing device glowing with eerie light, was brought to the forefront. "Target the sentinels," Vrak commanded, his voice filled with resolve. "We'll break their strongest defenses first." The disruptor fired, unleashing a wave of distortion that rippled through the fabric of reality. The sentinels, mighty and steadfast, were hit with the full force of the weapon. Their shields shimmered and flickered, struggling to absorb the unprecedented energy. In the depths of the ocean, the Sentinel submarine detected the anomaly. The AI calculated the threat and sent an emergency signal to all remaining Earth defenses. The submarine altered its course, moving towards the source of the disruption with On the surface, the Earthlings fought with unwavering bravery. Automated turrets and artillery fired relentlessly, cutting down Grax troops and vehicles. The Sentinels, though strained, continued to fight back, their powerful weapons blasting the alien invaders. As the disruptor's energy wave hit, one of the Sentinels faltered, its shield collapsing. The colossal war machine staggered but remained standing, its cannons still firing. The Earthlings knew they had to act quickly to prevent further damage. "Elena, we need to disable that disruptor," James said urgently. "It's only a matter of time before it overwhelms our defenses." "I'm on it," Elena replied, her fingers flying over the control panel. She directed a squadron of drones towards the Grax command ship, targeting the disruptor. As the drones closed in, they encountered heavy resistance. Grax fighters swarmed to protect their critical asset, engaging the drones in a fierce aerial battle. Explosions lit up the sky as the two sides clashed, but the drones pressed on, determined to complete their mission. Meanwhile, the Sentinel submarine reached the site of the disruptor's energy emissions. It launched a volley of torpedoes aiming to disrupt the Grax formation and buy time for the drones to strike. The torpedoes hit their mark, creating chaos among the Grax fleet. The drones seized the opportunity, diving towards the disruptor with precision. They unleashed their payloads, targeting the disruptor's core systems. The disruptor's energy buildup reached a critical point. Unable to sustain the damage, the device overloaded and exploded, sending shockwaves through the Grax ranks. The alien invaders were thrown into disarray, their command structure disrupted. Commander Vrak, watching in disbelief, realized the tide had turned against him. "Retreat," he shouted, his voice filled with frustration and rage. "Fall back and regroup." As the Grax forces withdrew, the Earthlings cheered in victory. The Sentinels, though battered, stood tall, their presence a testament to human resilience. The Sentinel submarine, having played a crucial role, resumed its silent patrol, ever watchful. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. The Earthlings knew the Grax would return, and they would need to be ready. But for now, they celebrated their hard-fought victory, united in their determination to defend their home. The ancient war machines, guardians of a forgotten age, had proven their worth once more. And as long as they stood, Earth would remain unconquered. The Earthlings' victory had been hard-won, but the Grax, driven by a desperate need to conquer, were not finished yet. As the sun rose over the battle-scarred landscape, a sense of uneasy calm settled. Everyone knew this was just the eye of the storm. In the depths of the Pacific, the Sentinel submarine remained vigilant. Its AI monitored the remnants of the Grax fleet, calculating their next move. On the surface, the Sentinels stood ready, their colossal forms casting long shadows over the ruined battlefield. In his makeshift command center, aboard a damaged cruiser, Commander Vrak fumed. The loss of the quantum disruptor was a significant blow, but he had one last card to play. He activated his communicator, summoning reinforcements from a hidden fleet stationed on the dark side of the moon. These humans and their ancient machines have proven formidable, Vrak snarled to his officers. But we have one final weapon, the Singularity Cannon. Prepare it for deployment. The Singularity Cannon was a weapon of unimaginable power, capable of creating a black hole and annihilating everything in its path. Vrak's plan was simple: to unleash the cannon on the heart of Earth's defenses, destroying the Sentinels and the submarine in one devastating strike. In the Rocky Mountains enclave, Dr. Eleanor Reyes and Captain James Harlow watched the Grax movements with growing concern. The energy readings indicated the activation of a massive power source. "James, they're preparing something even more powerful than the Disruptor," Elena said, her voice filled with dread. "We need to stop them, or everything we've fought for will be lost. We'll need every available resource," James replied, determination in his eyes. "Alert the other enclaves. It's all or nothing now," as messages were sent and preparations made. Marcus and his team in the abandoned city received the urgent call to action. They gathered their weapons and set out towards the coastline, ready to defend their home once more. The Grax reinforcements arrived swiftly, their sleek, menacing ships descending from the sky. They formed a protective formation around the Singularity Cannon, a massive device glowing with dark energy. The final assault was about to begin. On the surface, the Sentinels braced for the impending attack. Their systems were fully charged, their weapons ready. Deep below, the Sentinel submarine prepared to strike at the heart of the Grax formation. As the Grax fleet advanced, the Earthlings launched a preemptive strike. Drones, artillery, and automated turrets unleashed a barrage of firepower, targeting the Grax ships and creating chaos. The Sentinels moved forward, their cannons blazing, cutting through the alien ranks with deadly precision. The Sentinel submarine coordinated its attack with the surface defenses. It launched torpedoes and sonar pulses, disrupting the Grax formation and creating openings for the Sentinels to exploit. The AI's calculations were precise, each move designed to maximize damage and minimize risk. Commander Vrak, determined to see his plan through, ordered the Singularity Cannon to be activated. "Charge the weapon. We will destroy them all." As the cannon powered up, a dark sphere of energy began to form, pulling in matter and light. The Earthlings watched in horror, knowing the destructive potential of the weapon. But they refused to give up. "Elena, we need to target the cannon," James said urgently. "If it fires, we're finished," Elena nodded, her fingers flying over the control panel. She directed every available drone and war machine towards the cannon, focusing their firepower on its critical systems. The Sentinels, understanding the threat, adjusted their targets, unleashing a relentless barrage on the Grax ships protecting the cannon. The battle reached a fever pitch. Explosions rocked the battlefield, and the sky was filled with streaks of light as weapons fired and ships exploded. The Earthlings fought with everything they had, their determination and ingenuity driving them forward. In the midst of the chaos, the Sentinel submarine executed a daring maneuver. It surfaced briefly, launching a concentrated torpedo strike directly at the Singularity cannon. The torpedoes, guided by the AI's precise calculations, struck the cannon's energy core. The impact was catastrophic. The Singularity cannon's energy field destabilized, the dark sphere imploding with a violent surge. The resulting shockwave tore through the Grax formation, obliterating ships and scattering debris across the battlefield. Commander Vrak's command ship was caught in the blast, the force of the explosion sending it crashing into the remaining Grax forces, disoriented and leaderless, fell into disarray. The Earthlings, seizing the opportunity, pressed their advantage, driving the invaders back. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, the Earthlings stood victorious. The Sentinels, though battered, remained standing, their presence a testament to human resilience. The Sentinel submarine, its mission accomplished, returned to its silent patrol, ever watchful. The Grax fleet, defeated and demoralized, retreated from Earth, their ambition shattered. Commander Vrak, his ship lost and his forces decimated, was left to ponder the indomitable spirit of the humans he had underestimated. In the Rocky Mountains enclave, Elena and James embraced, relief and pride evident on their faces. "We did it," James said, his voice filled with emotion. "We protected our home," Elena nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "And we'll continue to protect it, no matter what comes." As the Earthlings began to rebuild and the ancient war machines returned to their watchful silence, one thing was clear: Earth, though abandoned by many, would always be defended by those who loved it. The ancient submarines, the Sentinels, and the resilient spirit of humanity would ensure that Earth remained unconquered, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and resolve.